Hi everyone, welcome to our presentation on packaging. There are 5 methods that are often used in packaging printing. There are digital printing, litho or offset printing, rotographic printing, silkscreen printing, and flexographic printing. Digital printing is a well-known commercial printing method. Making prints from an electronic file and requires more effort and yet still provide high quality as traditional print. Litho or offset printing, the oldest form of printing that transfer ink from a plate to the substrate. Silkscreen printing is a process of pressing ink through a stencil mesh screen to create a printed design, mainly used for image and design of t-shirts, tote bags, and wood. Rotographic printing is a form of integral printing where cylinder holding ink in the cutting lines and engrave text and image onto the substrate. Flexographic printing is a modern form of letterpress printing. The image or text is slightly raised on the plate and is rotated on a cylinder and coated with a quick-drying ink before it's applied to the substrate. This process can achieve the speed of 500 to 2,000 units per minute.
We've decided to go into a little bit more depth of the flexographic printing process as it's commonly used throughout packaging production. So the first step in the process is setting up the correct production file. This includes a variety of factors, however the most important are ensuring that your dye line is accurately applied, ensuring that bleed is included at a minimum of 1.5 millimeters, and that all colors are either in CMYK or spot. The next step includes transferring the image onto a photopolymer plate. This involves using a UV light that builds up the image areas, raising the image to be printed above the base of the plate. This is then mounted onto a plate cylinder at each station. The next step in the process is feeding the chosen substrate through each station. So each station has a fountain roller that picks up the ink and transfers it to an analax roller whose surface is covered in millions of cells. The ink is then transferred onto the plate cylinder, who has the photopolymer plate mounted onto it. Above the plate cylinder sits the impression cylinder. The impression cylinder helps provide pressure to ensure that the plate cylinder successfully transfers the ink onto the substrate. The substrate runs through the plate cylinder and impression cylinder. This is then completed and repeated for each color in the artwork. Once the substrate has been fed through each station, it moves to the die cutting, folding, or laminating stations.
Each form of packaging uses a lot of resources like energy, water, chemicals, petroleum, minerals, woods, and fibers to produce. Its manufacture often generates air emissions, including greenhouse gases, heavy metals, and particulates, as well as wastewater and sludge containing toxic contaminants. So we should use sustainable packaging. Although sustainable packaging may mean different things to different people, it's typically broken down into 3 categories: recycled, biodegradable, and reusable. In the long term though, biodegradable and compostable packaging would clog up landfill sites and may even be reused as plant fertilizer. Ensuring the use of reliable paper and cardboard is critical to the world's forests. Use proven recyclable paper products from well-managed forests. Soy ink is an industrial printing ink made from soybean oil. Compared with traditional petroleum-based inks, soy inks are considered to be more environmentally friendly and beneficial to waste paper recycling, and also have the advantage of brighter colors and ink-saving printing. To minimize the negative effects of packaging on the environment, we need to reduce packaging. Recycling should be our last resort.